So here we are, Verstappen has done it again, another pole position, a bit like in Japan where he did a bit of magic and threw it into P1. He's done it again in Jeddah in a session where Lando Norris crashed out in Q3 and Piastri didn't quite get the lap together. Verstappen strikes again and bags pole for the second time this season with, I believe, a 1:27.294. So yeah, today we're going to try and beat the time set by Verstappen, which was absolutely insane. So we're going to give it our best shot. I think it's going to be a really fun episode. I love Jeddah. I really do enjoy this track. I think it, works really well, especially in a qualifying environment where you're really pushing flat out and flirting with the barriers. So let's see how we get on, and yeah, hopefully it's a fun episode for you guys to watch and you can enjoy it. Now I will quickly plug the previous episode, guys. If you haven't seen it at Bahrain, go watch it on screen now if you want to get up to speed. Also on the channel is a playlist of all the episodes so far this season, excluding China, which is on the channel but was a pre-recorded episode, so I kind of did that one in the dark. Anyway, for this one, we're going to get started. And if you guys are going to enjoy, leave a like on the video and subscribe, as it does massively help out the channel and these videos. And yeah, let's see how this lap goes. The first one, though, is going to be a banker. We're going to put the brake bias all the way to the rear with the VRC Formula Alpha, of course. We're going to run low on the MGUK, and we're going to get stuck in and see how we get on. First lap, then, underway down towards turn 1. Spot the 100. Onto third gear and then just hit those curbs, although we don't really do a good job of it in turn 2. Out we go now towards turn 3, where of course Lando had his Q3 incident. We keep it much more safe and under control as we now breeze through the S's. Hang on to the car through here, use every bit of the curb, including this high curb on the exit, which can really bite, as we've seen historically in the past. Now though, down to the hairpin. Lots of camber which you can use to try and get the car to work with you here. Good exit. Not a bad lap actually on these hard tyres. Although to be fair, it's probably not a half, too bad of a compound, because you really have to lean on the tyres around it. So the hard's got quite a bit of resistance, and it's probably quite a good tyre for overheating and avoiding that sort of thing. So 2 sectors in. Let's see as we now head through the next chicane. Wall tap, and that's a track limit infringement there. No curb on this version of the track layout, but still we'll likely go faster than this, so we ain't got to read into this lap too much. Down to the last corner, brake at the green light box. Oh my god, no. Bang, that's a wall hit. Big shunt. We'll get this lap in though. Luckily I've got damage off. We'll get the lap in and just see what the lap would have been. Finish line a bit further down, but lap time is still the same. Track distance is still the same, 1:33.4, so give or take just about 6 seconds off. So obviously we'll try and improve and get a clean lap on the board. So let's get to work and try to hopefully improve the car, starting off with medium tyres, which is going to be the C4 compound. Also, we're going to halve the fuel. I mean, that's a given. So 25 litres, we do this all the time. We're also going to up the engine brake to 6. We're going to up the MGUK delivery to medium. The downforce, I'm actually going to keep at level 2, but I'm going to put the front wing flap up all the way. Brake bias all the way down to the minimum, and then the diff coast, we're going to drop that to, I'll say 35 for now. Elsewhere, we're also going to just push a little bit on these cambers and toes and just try and extract a little bit more. We won't go as aggressive on the rear, because the rear can overheat. Also, ride heights, very flat track, so we're going to go straight down to 1 and see how that works. I'll go 2 on the rear for now, and we can lower that afterwards. So let's give this a crack and see how it goes. So let's put that into practice. Last corner, we're going to set up the exit and we're going to get stuck in. Hopefully the extra engine mode helps us. We're also going to get the delta up on the next lap, because the last one wasn't really relevant, so we'll likely improve on this one anyways. First chicane, way more grip, car much more responsive there. Managed to hit both of the apexes, now in towards the royal bulk of sector 1, this time in 5th gear through there, carrying a bit more speed. These tyres are working well. Little lift through that one, just had to reposition my car. That was nice and tidy though. To be fair, it was tidy last time. The lap kind of fell apart in the second half of the lap. Through the hairpin. A little bit early, I'd say, on the turning possibly there. Put some understeer. Had to wait to get the throttle down as we now head into this chicane. Of course, we saw Albon nick the left front on the entry, which can happen. Lots of space still between us and the barriers as we now head down towards where the lap kind of started to unravel last time at the hotel chicane. Oh, that was bloody close, but we didn't hit the barrier. That's a lot better. I feel like we're struggling to hit 8th gear at the minute, which is a bit of an issue. Hopefully the higher engine mode will help us get there. Down to the last corner then. Braking a little bit earlier, and that's more like it. We just hug the inside barrier nicely, and now up to the line we go. 27.294 to beat. We're going to be setting a 1:31.1, so decent improvement, but still a way to go. So now let's go soft. Right, C5s straight on the car. We might have tyre overheating issues with these, but we'll keep the pressures the same for now and change if need be. We're going to halve the fuel again to 12 litres, which is 3.8 laps, and we're also going to now run high on the MGUK. We're going to max out the engine brake. I'm going to keep the wing the same for now. I'm going to just take a bit off the diff power, diff coast and preload to try and get more rotation again on the car. Camber wise, I'll go a little bit more, but I don't want to go too over the top because we might run into overheating, so I'm just going to adjust the front for the time being. The ride height felt good, but we could probably go a bit lower. I'm going to drop the rear. Also going to drop the rear roll bar a little. Not a lot because there isn't a lot of traction zones around here. And I'm also going to up the wheel rate on the front a little bit because I want a bit more sharpness, a little bit more on the rear. So let's see how this feels, especially with the engine mode. Right, this is the one I want to see if we are going to be close today. This is going to be a good indicator to find out if we're in the mix or not to try and beat Verstappen's pole lap. Here we go. Lap underway. Bit of a lock up on the front left on the way in, but we managed to get our apexes very nicely there. 2 turns up already. Now into the twisty bit. Back down to 4th. That was aggressive there. Borderline track limits. Lots more grip on this compound. And the tyre temps are just about hanging on so far. Good first sector, but now into the hairpin we go. Got the line a bit wrong here last lap, so we'll try and sort that out. We'll have a better exit because of it. Another half a second almost just in that corner alone as we now go to the chicane. Carrying way more speed through there. I was close to the barrier on the way out. This is a healthy improvement as we now open DRS again. This is the one. Can we try and commit through here a bit? Oh my god, big wall hit again. And the lap time invalidates in the top left, so we're going to have to give that one another crack. Damn. Let's see if we can try and sort that out. Hopefully, we'll try and find a bit more time on the way as well. Well, it's an aggressive turn 1. No lockup, but we clunk the inside curb, but we're quicker. The aggression pays off. Oh, I had to correct that a little bit. That wasn't ideal. I thought I was going to hit the barrier. All flat through here this time. Oh, that was bloody close to the barrier. Now we're starting to commit. It's a better first sector than before, so we're looking good. Starting to really find some speed now and also get that confidence with the barriers. Not as quick through there, but we're over a second up. Through the chicane. Nicely done. Whoa, little brush with the wall. Little kiss for good measure as we now head into the troublesome chicane at the hotel section. That's been giving us trouble so far. And again, but this time we don't quite invalidate. We keep it moving. We keep it within track limits. We're already out of deployment, so that's interesting. So we're going to be losing time all the way to the finish line. So we're going to try and nail this corner. Oh my god, another wall hit and a bit of a snap on the way out for good measure. Right, It's going to be an improvement into the 129s by the look of it. 29.3. But we're basically 2 seconds away, 2.1. And we're already in the softest compound. Now we do have one more trick, one more ace up our sleeve. Now, before we get into complex setup work, the ace up our sleeve is going to be, first off, the fuel. We're going to run a little bit less, 10 litres, so enough for 3.2. We're now going to run the MGUH in motor, which gives us a bit more deployment power. But also, we're going to manually override the battery as well on this lap, so we'll have a bit more on that front. And then, besides that, really, we'd have to get quite complex and intricate with the setup. So, I just want to try again with full engine mode and see what we can do. This is not going to be the final setup. I will put the ride height to the lowest, and that's basically going to be it. Any other adjustments now are going to be for the final version, so let's get into it and let's try and send it proper. Right, engine mode's engaged. I'm going to use my override here at the start of the lap, down to about 80%, and then we'll use it at other times throughout the lap. Here we go. Aggressive into turn 1 there. A little bit of override on the exit. Look at the lap time gain. We'll correct this corner, which we messed up last time. That's a bit of free lap time right there. Oh, now we're flying around it. Oh, just bopped out the curb a little bit there. Had to correct that one, lost some momentum. Good first sector though, 4 tenths up. Into the hairpin. That was nice. That was really nice. Got the entry and the exit. Now for the chicane. Oh, that was really close. That was committed. I'll struggle to hit a better chicane than that for the rest of this video. Right. Let's try and sort this hotel chicane out. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. We are running very low on battery though. It's going to last a little bit longer than last time though because of the manual deployment. So look at the time gain. This is going to get us in the ballpark. Just watch the exit now. I'm manually overriding. And this is it. Using everything to the line. This is actually going to get us pretty close. Over the line we go. 27.4. Whew. That was a really good lap though. That was extremely committed already. I don't think there's a lot in the setup in this one. It's more about the driving it. You have to really commit and get close to those barriers. But right now, we're basically 2 tenths off. So let's go chase. I said before, I don't think I was going to nail that chicane like that ever again. Lost 2 tenths there. Oh, already on the limit. Not a ton of time. There's a little bit in the S section from that mistake before, but at the same time, that chicane was so good in sector 2. A tenth off, 0.5. Technically invalid already, even though I don't think I did any track limits. Nah, wild. That was track limit, but that was wild. Already struggling. Every time I lose time through that, I can't seem to match that lap now. Genuinely. I knew it was a really good lap when I did it. Damn, I'm very surprised. We had this last episode. I think I'm validated. Damn it. There's a little bit of time there through that hotel chicane if I put it all together. I was a 10th up. Lost it all sort of in that chicane again before. Oh my god, the front just goes. It's there. The 2 tenths is there, but I've got to really perfect the lap. I've got to hit it spot on. Invalid? Really? I didn't cut. There must be a bit of a dodgy track limit there. I can't do it. I'm like struggling more and more and more. I'm getting in my own head a bit too much. Track limits has got me spooked. Again, that damn chicane. I nailed it. I need like 3/10 up into that chicane because I'm going to lose 2. Oh, invalidated. That was so good. There's a bit of time there to make up for that other chicane for sure. I'm struggling at the last corner though. I am struggling to hold on to the front left. I've got to try and take a different approach, but yeah, there is a bit of time. It is possible. I'm close. I'm not changing the setup because it's there. I don't want to break it. Damn it. That could be the lap. That was pretty much perfect. That chicane is the corner where I can't do it. Although now we've got rid of that delta, maybe we find time somewhere else. It's a mental thing. Do you know what I mean? Oh my god, I invalidated. I don't believe it. Mate, basically a perfect lap. There was a little niggle at the end of the S's where I slightly bombed out on the curb and lost about maybe half a tenth, but the rest of the lap was on the money, and we just beat Verstappen by 0.08. Just. So here is the final version of the setup. To be fair, not super different compared to before. So tyres, fuel 10 litres, 3.2 laps. You can see the engine modes we ran. Also the wings were the same as before with the brake bias, diff values. Then we go to camber. I actually scaled it back a little bit. I went quite aggressive. I felt like I was overheating the front and I couldn't quite finish the lap. So we went a bit more conservative in the end on the front. And then I kept the dampers and the heave springs default. And then the main adjustments were on the ride height. You can see 0 height all across the board, and then also just a bit of work on the roll bars and the wheel rates to basically improve car sharpness into the corners, especially through the S's in Sector 1. So yeah, there is your setup. But guys, there we have it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. We thoroughly pushed the limits there and we got our just reward. I'm really enjoying these. I think this one and Japan were awesome. I also quite enjoyed Australia. Then in hindsight, China, we didn't really have the right time available, so I pre-recorded that one. And then last time out, there was a bit of a track grip issue in Bahrain. But this one and Japan especially have been epic, and they've both been Verstappen laps. So we're going to be right on the limit. We didn't get it in Japan, we got it today. So yeah guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe. Mods link down below for the car and the track, so go check those out, along with more extras, visuals, all that stuff you guys always ask me about down below in the description at the bottom. By the timestamps, you're going to have the mods, so go check those out. In the meantime, hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. A massive shout out to my channel members for supporting the channel and the content. Check out the 2 videos on your screen for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the alternate Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.